Hey, what's up, guys? It is Reed Young, aka Shuda here. I'm going to be reviewing this 1-2 pound euro, yes, that's currency, game here on PokerStars. And we're 6 max. We raise pre-flop with pocket fours on the hijack and only get a button caller. Then we continuation bet €10 into €15 pot, which I think is pretty standard. You can make some arguments for doing some different things on the flop. On the turn, we make a four, which is three of a kind, and that's nice. We go ahead and bet 2/3 pot. I think the sizing is again fine, and the button raises, and the hero is confused, and he wants to know what to do. So our reads, or the reads posted, are that he has a raise c-bet on flop 6, which no clue what that means. I guess these are percentages, but there's no real sample size or anything listed like that. So I'm just going to review this hand as if we were readless because I don't know, I'm not really getting much from that. So we get raised on the turn, and essentially what our opponent is representing is two pair or better, I think, most of the time here. And he's not really going to be playing any of the hands on this board that make two pair, maybe 8-6 or maybe 4-6 suited, but those are pretty loose given the position and everything, the stack sizes pre-flop. So I don't really think those hands are in our opponent's range. And as far as sets go, I would expect on this type of board texture to get raised on the flop probably most of the time, just trying to create action and balance with semi-bluffs, things like that. So when we get raised on the turn by even a set, I think it's like almost over-representing its hand because it's saying like, hey, I have a straight or a missed draw. So raising with a set is it's going to be tough for you to get action from worse hands. So maybe he would think he'd be better off trapping and trying to get barreled by one of these draws that are out there. If we had like ace-7, we might keep barreling, or something like a spade draw or a diamond draw. What this looks like to me is just a random float on the flop with something like king queen of diamonds that turned diamonds and decided it didn't want to call down, and now he's making a raise. That doesn't make that much sense. Granted, you could incorporate this type of play into your game, and I think it's fine to have, because you don't want to just be in a spot on the turn if you're the button here and not have a raising range, because then it's very easy to value bet against you and barrel pretty effectively, because you can bet the turn and essentially free roll, knowing that you're going to realize the equity of your hand and that you're never going to get bluff raised off of your hand, which is pretty sweet. So to combat that, you definitely want to be semi-bluff raising and value raising some of the time as the button. So as the better on the turn, we don't really have any history, or at least that's what I'm taking the reads on the bottom of the screen there to mean. So I think the best play would be a bit exploitive, because I don't think our opponent is going to be balanced here, given that it's a 1-2 game. I think the best play here would be to assume that our opponent's range is extremely weighted toward draws. And so the best way to get money from him is going to be to flat and then check call about any river card, because on a spade, he's going to keep bluffing if he has diamonds, and on a diamond, he's going to keep bluffing if he has spades. So they essentially break even, and I think we're going to be getting good enough odds to see a showdown there. Potentially, we could see some worse hands for value. I've seen people just spaz out and play something like kings this way. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense, but readless, I think that's, maybe 5 or 10% of his range, I would say, hit 1-2. So you definitely want to keep hands like that in and not really blast anything out of the pot. And then the other side of that coin is there can be some pretty gross rivers. So, if the river is like the 7 of spades, maybe you're going to have a tough time check calling again. But I think about any river, you could say, you can make an argument for calling. I don't know, I guess I'm a payoff fish, but folding a hand like Pocket Fours on this board texture and with this funky of a turn line is just not really going to happen. So if you guys want to click the annotation about the 300 subscriber video, I'm doing a vote on the comment section of that video. If you guys want me to do a special video for you, feel free to check that out. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the comment section and on the forums. Take care.